Oh, there it is. Relationship talk with Rob Cleveland. Bex. Ping ponging it back and forth. So
I was just
when's
going
the
to
last time?
say that if I'm not interested, I'm happy to have this conversation with Mitch Levin as soon as I've had a chance to go back and listen to what I've said, but I'm not going to address it tonight or today. So, but I really look forward to uh, either correcting myself or addressing, or at least showing that I didn't say what I said I'd say. I just know Benton just dropped the link, so I'm gonna wait till Rob's here. Nice. I'm gonna say hello and good night, Rob, and see you in the chat. Um, just because I was
Damn,
headed
I
off
ain't mean to
anyway,
run
not
you
because
off.
you've arrived.
Hey,
No, no,
Bex,
no.
Okay.
Bex,
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, if you don't see me tomorrow, I'm resting and getting some paperwork done the next day,
No worries.
ordering a computer and getting on some things. So
Well, if you need
I
my
will.
assistance in those endeavors, please feel free to contact me.
Thank you. I will. And I will be in touch. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all the next time. I've had a wonderful day and evening. And thanks very much for having me, Benton.
Right.
And please let Rob know it's not personal. I had said I was leaving at least 20
She
minutes
already
ago.
announced she was leaving, Rob.
Yeah. It's not him at
Come
all.
back.
Okay.
She was leaving.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Bye for now.
Later, Bex. Damn, Rob left too.
Yeah, I think he might have thought it had something to do with him. I can't speak for Rob. I guess
So
I'm
now
back.
I think you don't want to be up there. His leaving had something to do with me. We're all fucking thinking.
Who knows? I was looking up for a strain. People were talking about sativas and energy, and trying to find a strain on here that I'm pretty sure I know the name of it, but I haven't. I wanted to double check. But there's so many fucking strains. I'm having this. It's taking forever to find this thing.
Trying to find the one that gave you anxiety.
No. No, I've always with the school of thought with cannabis is just keep smoking the fuck out of it until you're used to the anxiety and the paranoia. That's how I dealt with it. Yeah, I'm just used to it. It's no problem now. You know, I just know I just say, oh well, there's that anxiety and fucking paranoia from the cannabis, and I just know how to deal with it. I've smoked a lot of fucking reefer, man, in my time. I mean, a lot. I've had multiple people say you smoke more than anybody I've ever seen. It's probably the autism, actually.
Yeah, that's how I get when there's unlimited amounts around.
Mm-hmm.
When you're like on a weed
I
farm,
remember when I first saw you, man, you were all like fucking trying to quit smoking pot and you were all cranky and agitated. It was kind of funny.
Man, it's
that's why
real.
I gave you credit for coming a long way, man. You're like way more fucking calm. You're handling your shit way better.
Yeah.
It shows. Is Paul going live yet? I see NJ's talking about the Willing Few down there, it looks like. Or is Will Few here?
Oh, the Willing Few channel, is he streaming off there today?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Or maybe somebody just wanted to subscribe, maybe. Yeah. No, he's not. Yeah, he's live over there with the pre. Oh, he's streaming us. Cool, man. Yeah. Oh, his channel got stricken. Hey, Paul can come over here if he wants. Oh shit. Hey man, whatever you need to do over here, brother. I'm sorry to hear about that, man.
Damn.
My apologies. You're more. Hey, this is Mikasa Sukasa. I'm happy to have you. Anything you need to do over here today, please feel free, sir.
I'm trying to figure out, man. That cop thing must have probably hit some shit. I'm trying to think what they could possibly strike it for.
Fucked up. Yeah, man, for real. I'll play the background. I'm happy to have Paul run the show. In fact, I've been streaming for 5 hours, and we went like 6 hours on the stream before this. So I'm ready to wrap up for the day anyway. It's already 1 o'clock my time. I'm going to be asleep in 4 hours. So yeah, Benton calling Unslaved. If you need it, this is completely open for whatever you need to do here. full trust, man. I'm not worried about I'm not worried about getting in trouble.
Yeah, that's good shit, man. I just
Oh, I
find the
love it,
time
man.
interesting.
I'll
I don't
help
know if you
anybody I
save
can
it.
help, man. I'll
Yeah,
help anybody
it's a
I
good
can
thing
help.
it's a good thing to think about in that moment.
Mm.
I don't know if I should say this commentary for his channel or whatever, but I just find the timing interesting. Like we had that nice moment with the officer and everyone in the audience and Paul, myself, and now things get stricken after kind of like a powerful moment like that. I don't know if there's a connection, but it's just interesting timing. I just want to know what the fuck the reason was. I guess I should probably, maybe I'll get over there and oh, I'm feeding back. Fuck. All right, let me drop out. Maybe I'll head over to the Willing Few or something. I'm not feeding back over there.
All right, I'm going to stay live here just to help facilitate. But I think I'm now restreaming myself at this point, so I don't really know how that works. I'm not really sure how that works exactly, but I'm going to tip. Yeah. And I was already subscribed to the Willing Few, folks. He's only got 441 subscribers. I would say to folks, please, if you're a normal, if you regularly view Mr. Unslaved and he says, hey, man, let's all go subscribe to this channel, please do it. Because I subscribed probably 2 months ago, right? So I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to tell people what to do, but I'm just saying perhaps you folks, oh, is it me? Hang on, it might be me. Hang on, let me see if I can fix this. Give me a second. It's probably because I shared myself and it's screwing up the audio. So let me fix it here. Hang on.
All right, I feel like I want to head over there. I'm interested to know what the fuck they struck him for, what the reason was. So, yeah, I'm gonna head over there, Benton. I'll see you later. All right, later.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna be broadcasting over here today. They're doing coordinated strikes as always. Third party content, right? Because I'm using third party content that's not fair use, and I'm claiming it to be mine. No, that's not. Greetings, Mr. O'Shea. How are you?
Good, man. Using third party content. That's what the reason was.
Yeah, using third party content.
Like the fucking what was the one with the waterfalls or something? One innocuous thing you used to use. Fucking, I forgot what it was.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much focused on now getting these people on the line as always. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, usually it's a copyright warning or whatever else. It's never taken down and then stricken for using third party content on a non monetized channel. And I always delete it after the fact. So I'm pretty sure somebody's striking it to activate YouTube. I don't think that was them doing it. I've never had that happen before.
What was the one with the waterfalls or something? One innocuous thing you used to use. Fucking, I forgot what it was.
Is that you now, or is that him playing?
Pretty
us?
much focused on
now getting these. Yeah, man. I mean, we're due for it, right? It's been a while, so we'll see how it plays out.
I just find the timing of it interesting. Like after the powerful moment the other day, like with that officer and shit. I don't know, but Who the fuck knows? Could be a combination of things.
I think it was interesting. Interesting timing with the CIA makes a comment down there. Probably Big Gas Man and Cynthia and all them. But who knows?
Or Gasman turned
Yeah.
out to be. Or he's new, but. Go ahead, Paul. You were saying something.
No, I'm just kind of doing. I'm looking over this, email, trying to find the email.
Third party content.
Now I got to start going back and forth with these people.
The Russian mob, dude. Like, who the fuck? Third party content.
No, they did it just now for live streaming just now. For that rap, because I was streaming a freestyle rap battle. All of a sudden, I can't do that. Because I guess it's me. They think it's me. I'm saying it's my content according to them. I'm not doing that. This is why, again, a lot of the time I can't do much on here outside of certain things because they try to strike me for using other people's content. And I'm not doing that. I'm not making money off of it. I'm not claiming it's mine. I'm rebroadcasting it. But obviously it's a ulterior motive, right? They're not doing it because I'm violating policy. They're doing it because they don't like me and they want me shut up. And because I just said yesterday they can't cancel me. So that's what happens. You pop shit and say, oh, they can't cancel me, and they're gonna play with me again. What's going on, Ben?
Hey, what's happening? Sorry to hear about this, man. I know it's not.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get you down. I'm assuming in the long run, but it's unfortunate, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, it gets frustrating, but at the end of the day, I mean, they're talking 2 weeks because it's been a while. All my strikes been walked back and removed. So if we got to go 2 weeks on this one and wait for the other one to be back, we'll play the game all over again. I'll say, where were you? Where'd you go? So yeah, I mean, get the word out, I guess, let folks know. I'm sure I'll be in the algorithm on this third channel anyway. So I'll just look at it as a blessing to refocus because I'll just build this one. If I'm yapping over here and I'm doing what I'm doing over here, I'll just get some new subscribers. If I have to, I'll market this channel. You can't play with me.
Well, and by the way, this is a reminder for folks to go ahead and subscribe every time Paul starts a new channel, because I've been subscribed for at least 2 months, because when you said, hey, go to this channel and subscribe, I went to that channel and subscribed. I know, shocking, right?
You said it like 4 months ago and people are still going to be wondering where he's at.
And anything I can do,
I mean, if you guys want to go ahead and take over, I'm just going to kind of go back and forth with these people for a little bit and see where it goes.
Cool.
Oh, I ain't got nothing. I'll probably just hop down.
Come on now, Rob. Me and O'Shea will figure something out. Certainly, if I had better internet, that's part of my issue here is this friggin' internet. But yeah, me and O'Shea can chop it up.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is who was gonna say something? Just took a deep breath, but I was gonna ask about if you're going back and forth with them. That's what I was wondering, like what they're saying so far. But it seems like he's in the process.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna. Looks like Paul's focused on battling these folks, right? And Paul, fortunately, has had success from what I've seen, getting his channels back relatively quickly. So
yeah, and he's got a relationship with these people. So I just giggle at the thought of the conversation. He's like, "Greetings," like you know what I mean. He's just like, "What's up, guys? What do we got going on?
again.
What's going on again?" Yeah, like they're like, "Oh God." So it's probably going to get taken care of quicker than, you know what I mean. If I got a relationship with them, it keeps happening. So I can't imagine them unless they're, you know what I mean. It goes the whole 2 weeks.
Hey Brian, do you have your laptop where you can use your laptop?
Is there like echoing or bad?
No, I can give you my keys. I got stuff to do. I mean, I'm gonna stick this out, but you know how to use StreamYard. I think it's good if I'm live, at least so people pop in over here, and because people are going to see that Paul's not live, and yes, some of them, willing few, is going to show up in their algorithm, and some of them it's not. So I want to help get as many people to the main broadcast as possible. Although I guess I need to stay here and talk, so maybe just don't worry about it.
Yeah, I could drive to the library, just like right down the block, and get a study room, set up the laptop and
Yeah,
everything.
it might not be necessary.
Yeah.
Let's see how many we can get over here. And folks, certainly we would appreciate it for the people joining now. Paul's off working on getting his channels back. He's been stricken yet again. Brian O'Shea and yours truly, Benton, keeping the broadcast going in the meantime. So me personally, I want to see how close can we get to Paul's regular numbers, although perhaps not all the way there. But where are we at now? Let's take a look. 51 in the house. Is that right? I think that's correct. And then I'm go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just had ideas on content. If you wanted to finish out your thought, I got that because like.
Oh yeah, no, that was it. I was doing the announcer thing. So let's talk about some content.
Well, what you just read over on your channel, the fact that you had Suave. What was it?
Well, that was a message board that I had nothing to do with, but yes, it's still there. Anybody can go to sosuave.net. I'm not a proponent of these ideas. What we were discussing was back in 2011. Believe it or not,
Rico.
Rico. Ale, Rico. Rico.
You're way too good. Expect you should be so good at the Rico Suave.
If I knew Spanish. I can hear it in my head, man. Yeah, Chuck, I can't have audio on my channel because I had no idea I was going to be doing this, brother. So I'm over on Willing Few helping keep the broadcast going while Mr. Unslaved is. Let me go ahead and type in no audio here. Hang on, let me make a banner. Yeah, let's do that. Example banners. No banner. Oh wait, no audio here. Main broadcast is on at Willing Few. Will Few.
Yeah, the channel name is the Willing Few, and then the URL is like /@WillFew, I guess. So it's a little confusing.
Yes. Well, and for folks who may not realize it, YouTube went to a username system, an @ system. Previously, they did not have that. So most of the time, although not always, if you know the username, which in this case is @WillFew, and I'm telling this to the people who may know people that they can get to come over here, really all you would most likely need to do is tell your friends that it's @WillFew. And I'm going to go ahead and share this on my community page real quick. Create post. @Pimp Unslaved. Both channels, right? And what was the other? What's his other one? It's just Paul Unslaved. Yeah, and Paul Unslaved. Stricken.
That's weird that the Paul Unslaved one got stricken. I mean, that kind of would narrow it down as to what's the copyright issue. Because if that channel's not really being used, you know what I mean?
No, but the channels are sort of connected because when you search them up,
yep,
and you do the filter just by channel, it shows that they're sort of linked with each other, that they're in some sort of network, quote unquote. Because even you pop up, Brian O'Shea, and some other channels. But when you search at the Willing Few and you do the channel thing, the other channels aren't linked. But maybe they will be now since Benton did that. But I don't know.
Not exactly sure, but I mean,
could be an
either way people need to know how to get here. So.
Because I saw Jeep Girl saying something about that in the chat yesterday, or maybe it was the day before that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, when you put other people's channels in like your titles or in your descriptions, they're gonna be linked together when you search them in in the channels.
Yep. Well, I mean, realistically, YouTube would most likely be able to figure out that Paul's broadcasting on at the Willing Few or at Will Few. I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's going to remain a mystery for long, regardless of what we share out. It's just my opinion. I'm based on nothing other than my own intuition. And Jay Heighton says, I'm not sure, but if he was streaming on both channels at the same time with the same video, they will get struck. See, and I'm not even completely sure how YouTube works. I am a bit of a boomer, lest we forget. Although I was a computer expert right around the year 2000, but that was a long fucking time ago. Excuse my language. But yeah, I'm going to ride it out. Whatever I can do to assist, I'm certainly more than happy to do that. But I cannot, with my current setup, I can't have audio on my channel and here. So it's no audio on my channel. And we're up to 58, so this is working. So anything, Rob, what were you saying before we went into all that? Oh, the SoSuave.net and the pickup artist, mystery with the peacocking. And I was involved in all this foolishness to some extent. Although the biggest thing I've done, Brian, other than when I had a top 10 all-time thread on the old Joe Rogan Experience message board entitled, I've become a homeless vagabond living in my car. And it had almost 8 million views when they finally banned me. But at a certain point, I had maxed out rep points on the old JRE message board. And other than that, the biggest thing I've ever done was my dating and relationships podcast. It was quite popular. So that's what we were talking about. I no longer subscribe to those ideas. I'm more in the vein of what Paul seems to espouse, although I certainly would not speak for Paul. But it seems like what I would do if I was to be in another relationship is I would create the best version of myself, which hopefully I'm working towards. And then I would only be involved with women who were on my level, at which case I wouldn't have to concern myself with running pimp game on them necessarily. Although a little cocky and funny goes a long way, as Mr. O'Shea may know.
It's true. But yeah,
Boys,
man, you were reading.
Go ahead.
You could just what?
No, go for it.
You were
I'd say
reading.
good
from,
luck with that, Ben, especially with the women you're looking for. Not over 35. I know you're retired. Actually, I'm just making the point.
Well, and that's for me personally. My father's 68. He only dates women near his own age, but then for me personally, being from a time warp, I see it as somehow unbecoming to even be, dating at my age. I'm happy to just be done with all of that. Now, if I was to meet a woman in just the course of my normal life, and it turned out that we were, but by the way, this is all predicated on me being at a high enough level to where I could attract a woman who had the proper characteristics and who was also on a high level. But the thing is, if she's already above my level, she's going to know not to fuck with some bozo like me. And this is some of the ideas I've actually learned from listening to Paul. So until I get on the level I need to get to, a woman on that level is not going to fuck with me. Right. So, of course, I had to teach myself, or of course, I chose to teach myself more or less how to have a strong pimp hand in the past. And I did that in part by leaning into my antisocial personality traits, which I have no desire to do. And unfortunately, for anybody who's seen either of my two broadcasts today, those traits were on full display. They are beneficial in certain instances, but I'm certainly not interested in magnifying them any more than they already are. And then eventually I'd like to minimize them entirely. Well, Gary, I've always loved women. And that idea that I'm gay is based on, I don't believe bisexuality in men is a thing. That's my opinion. Right. So I'm sort of playing with a concept there. Yes, I've always loved and enjoyed women, although they can be very aggravating, as most of us would probably be willing to attest. However, I'm sure most of the women in some ways would be quick to point out that we ain't a fucking picnic ourselves necessarily. But then now we get to Mr. Unslaved's ideas. And yes, I may sound like I'm kissing up, but so be it. If more of us, myself included, were able to move closer to that example, those dynamics, I believe, would fall by the wayside that I'm speaking on. So, and more or less, I was my woman's manager at a certain point. she had not become fully mature and responsible. We were both immature people. So she was happy to have me flex my more controlling aspects of my personality and divert 25% of my mental energies into more or less managing her affairs so that she didn't have to. And eventually I figured that shit out and knocked it the fuck off. And surprise, surprise, it took a few years, but she eventually lost interest in me because I was no longer, it's like that contract that we had put in place, that unspoken contract was now null and void. So, but it still took a couple of years. But anyway, that's my story. None of that is the views of the broadcaster, I'm certain. Speaking only for me.
I cut you off, Brian. My apologies.
Damn, did you? I'm trying to remember what the fuck I was saying.
Am I still here?
Yeah, we hear you, Benton.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. I don't need to talk the whole time, but if I need to, I'll just talk. So I'm happy to let you guys have at it, and I'll listen.
I think I was trying to bring up that I wanted you to. It was that suave up sosuave.net. That's just hilarious to me. And then you. Oh, I think I was going to ask, what was that, like a blog or a book that you were reading off of?
Message boards. No, I wrote that article. That was on my website. I wrote that, O'Shea. I'm actually, hang on. You may not know this. I'm actually a pretty badass writer. I just don't write anymore.
Yeah, me too. I love to write.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, that's great. I more or less wrote that in one shot, like with little editing. I'm not trying to brag, but I used to be very focused on writing.
No, and that's actually, I think I need to do that because it's going to help me speaking. Because eventually we want all this shit to be transcribed anyways. You want to speak in such a way where your shit could be transcribed and put into a book. Like that's your quality of your speech. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like not only grammar wise, but the content wise. You know what I mean?
Yes. 100%. And I will say this, if people enjoy my broadcasts and if they believe I have some skill in monologuing, that comes from my foundation as a writer first. And it's also why I believe Yurt is, what he's able to do. I believe that's also has its basis in his ability to write. Because I pretty much started as a writer, a ton of books, then I did a ton of writing. Although it was mostly on message boards, but that's still writing. I had 50,000 posts on offtopic.com at one point. I was on there for like 10 something years. So I used to be a big message board guy, prior to the social media age, reaching full flower as it has. Yeah,
the message boards. Crow 777 still got sort of a format, sort of a feel like that with how his crew gets down. Sort of just chopping up ideas in the threads. Now they're called posts and threads and shit. But the original, yeah, like message boards. Reddit has a feel like that, I guess, to their subreddit sections. But,
there you go, Tribe. He's absolutely right. And revision. And I used to have 9/11 debates with like 5 people at the same time. It'd be me versus 5 people on some very active message board. Them being delusional and in denial and wanting to believe the official story of 9/11. Meanwhile, fast forward, 12 years or so, and more or less everybody, well, actually 20 years, right? Because I was probably debating that in like 2005. So nowadays, it's pretty much your average person understands that at least the official story, aka the government, what the government claims, certainly cannot possibly be true. Is he talking about me? I don't know. I talk about myself all the time if he means me. And on some level, Gordon Zola, all the comments are about me, whether you mean me or not. So until Mr. Unslaved comes back, I really have no choice other than to just do my broadcast, at least in some parts. So please bear with me, folks. I'm sure many. Well, real quick, I'm sure many of the folks
put the comment up there.
I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure many of the folks here are not in love with my style of broadcasting. So I'm happy to let Cleveland and O'Shea carry it, and I will play the background. But if they stop talking, I'm just going to.
Well, I enjoy when you carry it.
I know you do, but the audience may not. We're doing a thing, Rob. Apologies for sounding critical, but I would rather do what the man himself may be indicating that he would prefer that I do.
I got a kick. I think the audience would get a kick out of you reading those articles, reading like you just did on your thing.
No, I'm not doing that here. Absolutely not.
Oh,
No.
man.
No,
Damn,
he's already telling me to quit talking about myself. I'm not reading stuff from my website from 2011 on here. Again, back to the I, me, my. I'm going to have to mute up. You guys are going to have to take it. Or maybe some other folks need to hit that link. How about we hit that link, folks, so Benton doesn't have to run his fucking yap up here.
Who said that? I mean, who called you out on that?
It does, Gordon Zola, and I'm not in any way offended. It's probably warranted, sir. So the fact that your comment got highlighted, I think that's probably all we need to know. The fact that it was highlighted on the screen, because I do not have
I just thought it was funny.
I do not have the keys here, so I do not have the keys.
That was me that highlighted that. It was just funny.
Oh, you did that? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was Paul. Okay, well, never mind. Well, shit, I'll go back to it. I had no idea, Rob. See, I don't know what's going on over here. I don't know what's going on over here. Well, shit, maybe we will read it then. Fuck, who knows? So apologies.
Yeah,
let's get back into it.
I think you should read that to start. Just read a few paragraphs off that article, dude. I think the audience will love it.
Well, let's see who's coming up here.
Greetings, everyone.
Up, what's happening?
Chilling.
I don't know, man. Those articles make me sound borderline sociopathic, so I'd prefer not to, actually.
I mean, it's good. It's good for everyone. I didn't catch that. You just had like.
For me. Makes me look like a fucking moron. Dude, I seriously don't believe most of that anymore. Honestly, I don't.
Well, that's what makes it awesome and hilarious and just good content.
I know. I'll save that for my broadcast. How about that?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
I'm just rights and freedoms, perhaps. And I am planning on correcting my status, so I'm looking forward to that. Although I've not yet taken the first step, which is apparently to get 3 long form copies of my birth certificate. Although, unfortunately, me and the person that's helping me with this, Keith, aka Highly Suspect, I offended him, and I'm not sure we're on speaking terms now because I was kind of. I don't know that I did anything, but he couldn't handle the truth, Rob, ultimately is what happened.
Yeah, you can't handle the truth community.
Yeah, imagine going into the truth community and not being able to handle the truth, but such is life, such is the situation here in 2023. Can we call it planet Earth? I guess I can over here, right? Although I did just get an email about I'm asking, can I show up and get the long form? See, they're trying to tell me, so I emailed the state of Arkansas and they're telling me that they don't have the long form. See, here's the thing about these government entities. They're going to do everything in their power to keep me from getting the documents that I'm going to need. I mean, we know that, right? Isn't that how that always goes? But I've already been to the government. Well, I've already been to the government. I've already been to the state of Arkansas website. It specifically says on there that the long form is available. But then I emailed them and said, hey, can I come down here and pick this up in person? They said, no, it's not available. You're going to have to check with the hospital or whatever. But that's not going to be true.
Yeah, maybe
these people are not competent. They're not competent. Yes, it is the Bureau of Vital Statistics in Arkansas who I've emailed. Absolutely, Rob.
Well, I thank God I got mine a while back. But I know I spoke to the clerk Monday or Tuesday, and they want to act like it's going to go into a pile, first come, first serve, and I'm like, what? So you got to get. They're telling me you got to give it to them and then wait for it to be filed.
I see. Red tape, the runaround.
If you really want to go that way and get those the birth certificate and the certificate of live birth, you just simply call the Secretary of State and tell them so. And what they'll do is they'll send you the birth certificate from the state and the certificate of live birth from the county. You should receive both in separate envelopes, and both should have their own receipt, but stating the same amount.
Hey,
so
Wizard, sorry to stop you. This is where I have a little bit of a criticism. I'm halfway slow. The R word. I have to write all this down, or I won't know what you're talking about later. So if you don't mind waiting for me to write this down real quick. So what am I to do? Go to the Secretary of State in my state?
Yep. You call the Secretary of State and tell them you need to fix some records, and you need the certificate of live birth from the local hospital's records. So you need the one from the county and the one from the state. and they will send you the birth certificate from the state, and they will themselves get a hold of the county to have them send you one from the county.
Okay, got it. So I'm going to tell the Secretary of State I need the birth certificate, and that comes from the state, and then the certificate of live birth, which comes from the county I was born in.
Right.
Thank you. I got it. We can move on now. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
A lot of people think the long form is different than the birth certificate because it's a long form, when in fact it's not. It's a shorter
Same
form.
thing, right?
Shorter form. It's the shorter form in form, but it's got more information. And that's why it's called the long form, because it's got more information. But it's actually only like a half a sheet of paper. But then what they do is they abstract information from that and create the certificate of live birth. That's what they call abstracting.
Appreciate it, sir. Thank you. Because I aimed to get this taken care of. It is my goal.
Yeah, I think I'm going to head down to order hour at court next Wednesday. I've got my next immunotherapy session on Tuesday, so I don't want to end up in jail and miss that. So I'm going to go down next Wednesday and start giving them what to do about the misinformation and everything, see what they do. Because there's still that bench warrant on me. Plus, the last time I walked out of jail and told them to fuck off, and they weren't getting a dime, and I wasn't going to do the drug eval, and I wasn't going to give them a DNA sample. So I imagine they're probably still expecting that. So they might take it into their own hands when I walk in to go ahead and just arrest me. But we'll see. We'll see.
I don't believe they will, Wizard. When I come up and ask if you guys thought I could go to PA, they so-called act like they got warrants on me there, but you see, I went up there and it's all talk. These guys are I think they're really getting scared now. I think they're starting to realize something's up. They're not quite sure what it is.
Well, a lot of them know they no longer have the support of the Pope.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a unique little video.
I spoke with a guy Monday up in immigrations. Now, that gentleman there was a blessing in disguise for sure.
Yeah. Some of them are. Some of them will give you some information. And it's just astounding why they would hold such information back. And that's why we're in the position we are today, is because everybody thinks it's neat to hold on information that others don't have, because it somehow makes it seem like they're smarter.
Right.
And that's the entire problem with the public education system. We have a public education system that says leave no child behind. That predicates that you have to hold children back, so that the children not being held behind will be able to keep up. And that's totally backwards. You should let every child develop their talents independently. You shouldn't group them up and classify them as the same. They're all different. And that's one of the first things we do, is we classify our children as all the same, sending them preschool and kindergarten to get them lined up for a proper education. Proper. It's just stupid. People don't realize that you're supposed to be teaching your children spiritually first.
Well,
I thought of something
secrets
as well. I've been going around a lot talking with these public officials in this community here, and as long as it's okay with Paul and yourself, I'm going to start, because they're now starting to communicate with me. Monday, I had a conversation with the sheriff and the chief of police, and we sat out under a pavilion for about 30 to 40 minutes talking about this whole birth certificate and this registration and their oaths and where their authority comes from and all of the special maritime. We talked about all of it. And, we were sitting right next to the detention center, obviously, that's got, I believe it was like 130 something or 140 something people in there. And I had brought to the sheriff's attention that at one point I had looked up every one of those people in there, and none of them had a live being that cried out on that paper in the form of any type of charges for any of them to be held there to begin with. They're starting to see it, I believe, and it's from the all the good people out there doing those good works, sharing that information, freely giving what has been freely given. I don't know what more I can say. I'm just blown away that people can't get the simplicity of right and wrong.
And that the shit.
And that is the most mind-blowing thing to me. After you see it, I just don't know how it's so hard. Because I tell you, I'm starting to look at that people's lost their spiritual foundation and they've been running off of the form so long, and I'm not sure that they can get back to that spiritual foundation. Because it takes the spirit to create form. So, you know?
Yeah, many won't. Many won't. And that's like I was saying just a minute ago. I've got a video I might expose one of these days on the Pope. Pope has been lying to the nation for a long time. Been lying to the world.
Yeah.
He admits it.
So I think I will, in my talks, I will start pushing as long as you guys are fine with it, and say, hey, you know, if you want to further your the knowledge or something, go take a look at some of these, and you know, just start handing out your guys' deals.
Yep. So I didn't catch the video. Paul, he was talking to you.
What now? What now, Wizard?
I was still telling Wizard I go talk to a lot of these public officials in the community down here in the Bluegrass State, but I'm going to start pushing. I'll give links to you guys' pages for them to further their information base or whatever.
All right.
All right.
Hey, I got a question for Wizard real quick. What would be the best, the easiest, and most effective method of contacting the Secretary of State to ask for that information?
You just call them up on the phone.
Okay, will do.
You can do it online, but I find that the online doesn't allow you for extra parameters to get outside of those parameters. Where if you talk to somebody on the phone, you can put in those extra details that you need to get them to comprehend what you're trying to do.
And I don't have a mailing address anyway, necessarily, without having the stuff sent to my mom's house. So I'm hoping I can pick this stuff up in person, if possible.
Yeah, you can do that too. Just call the Secretary of State, order it, and just tell them to hold it so that you can stop by and pick it up and set a date to pick it up.
Great. Awesome, man. I appreciate your help. I'm looking forward to it, to doing all of this, certainly.
Yep. Yeah, you guys got to realize all these agencies, they're public accommodations. So that means they have to accommodate the public in the public manner. So they cannot restrict you to doing it just online. They cannot restrict you to just doing it by phone. These are walk-in services. Every last one of them.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, the other thing I don't see why people have trouble, I think if we look at that record and it's of life, and that's what's to be protected, the value on that is life. I don't understand how people don't comprehend this stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's like you and I discussed the other day, right?
I'm saddened on a daily basis on account of it, man. I mean, it's insane.
Well, it's like you and I discussed the other day. One of the paramount ideas that people don't realize is that we have to protect the record. And what, in fact, is happening when we're growing up and we're entering data elements into those records, we're making errored entries into the record. And so when we step forward to correct the record, it's not a matter of just protecting ourselves and correcting that record for ourselves, but it's a matter of protecting the record for its integrity. They hold the record and its integrity at high regard. That's what shows that what they're doing is plausible, feasible, and allowable and valid. And if you don't do that, they're going to destroy you and pose that the record is true. So you have to protect. It's the same thing as protecting your person as at the same time, because when you give up that person to them through those data elements, that's what's aired in the record. So if you can refrain from giving them those data elements, then that's the best way to protect the record, not making it false.
Hey Russ, I understand it's flu season, but if you're gonna be coughing and sneezing, can you please mute up?
Good advice.
Hey, Rob, real quick. I think Highly Suspect might be backstage, but I'm not exactly sure. But he just texted me.
Make sure you moderate these people, Cleveland.
I don't
Yes,
see anybody in my back area.
I know this guy in real life, but he does tend to, yeah, exactly. He does tend to speak a bit loosely at times, so he might need to be reminded not to say certain things that will make him sound like an agent. I'm pretty sure he's not that, but he does like to engage in some agent speak, blissfully unaware of the implications and what the audience thinks of it. I've had to correct him several times.
Maybe
I'm expecting a phone call, so I might be off mic, but we'll see if we can get him up here. Thank you, guys.
I don't know. Maybe Paul can drop the link again real quick, because there's nobody in my back area here.
Okay. Well, there's no telling. He's a little bit slow when it comes to the technology, but he's a good dude, and he's corrected his status and all of that. He's now an American State National.
That's most boomers are.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I'm gonna be off mic for a bit.
And what did they strike the channel for? Do you know?
Oh, third-party content, wizard creature. They say that
No way.
I've had repeated warnings, they claim. That didn't happen. They always interrupt the stream if it's a copyright situation, and then you just gotta get off of it or restart it. And now they want to play extra games. Repeated warnings. First of all, I just streamed something for the first time today. I've never restreamed that channel before. How was I given repeated warnings? They just say shit. Now I got the guy on here right now. First off, I just sent an email to the legal team because I got the legal team's email. I said, it happened again, fellas. Greetings and blessings. You got some slaves that can't manage the property, the estate here of YouTube. So can we get that rectified immediately? Thanks for your understanding. I'm paraphrasing along those lines. I don't think I said the word slaves, but you get what I'm saying. So then this guy, I'm on the other one, the contact with the guy said, listen, bro, okay, let me not paraphrase because then they'll think I'm talking like this and then they'll go to talking like that. So the guy tells me here, I tell him, go get someone who can handle this. Then he starts giving me his training. Let me share the steps with you could take regarding this. I just stop him. As I said earlier, I'd suggest you inform someone higher up before proceeding with your training. The appeals process is obviously insufficient and inaccurate because it seems to be automated. The matter needs to be rectified immediately as it's causing loss and or harm to I and the community. This channel is my livelihood and part of my career, and if loss continues, I will pursue lawful remedy with the court if necessary. This is continuous and unacceptable. I will wait if necessary while you contact the proper administrator. And he continues to give me other nonsense ways of going about it. And then he asked me if I'm still here because he wants to disconnect the conversation. Yes, I'm here. Those options are not acceptable. You and the others are trustees here, and you're responsible for the restoring of the channel and not interfering with the creation of original content or the rebroadcasting of content under fair use. Please rectify this immediately. And now I'm waiting for him. He says, all right, give me a few moments, please. So now I'm going to run him around in circles. You want to take up my time, energy, attention? I'm going to take up 2, 3, 5 agents. Time, energy, attention, and I'm going to keep reiterating over and over again that this is inappropriate and incorrect, and it needs to stop. Because the bottom line is you all don't want me talking to police like they're my fucking servants online. That's the bottom line. Let's just get down to it. Because all of a sudden, we haven't had this in a while, other than Snafu, Snaps, and Tommy striking channels, which they admitted to. We haven't had any of this in a while. But someone somewhere doesn't seem to like our interaction from yesterday with the police. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm a theorist.
And I think that content ID is just a fictional claim by YouTube claiming some kind of copyright issue because there's content that has been ID'd other than you. And that's a obfuscation of the copyright law itself.
Yeah, they have some automated nonsense. And again, don't kid yourself. They have ways to kick this shit up on certain people and not other people. I don't know how it works. I can't prove it. But go everywhere else and see if they do this to anyone else. Go anywhere else where people have millions of views. They could play whatever the fuck they want. Joe Rogan could play whatever he wants. Everyone else could play whatever they want indefinitely and never have a problem. Paulie Boy's on a live stream with 20 fucking people watching, and it's an issue. Okay? So I'm not buying it. You know, as always, it's rules for thee, not for me. And certain people get privileges and benefits, and other people get the lion's share of the consequences and responsibilities. All that reminds me is I'm in good company. I'm on the right side of history.
Yeah, and it sucks that people don't have access to that video with the cop right now. You know what I mean? Like, I guess
They got access to it. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, I thought it was on the channels that are stricken.
How dare you, Brian O'Shea? No, the channel's not down yet. They got 2 more strikes to come with for that, and they're not going to get that done. They're not going to get it done because I'm going to be so far up their ass. They're going to taste me, Brian O'Shea.
Oh, okay. I see what's going on.
Go ahead and keep playing with me and fucking with me. If you give me nothing to do for weeks and months at a time, I'm going to wind up suing your bitch asses. Didn't I tell you this already? Maybe they didn't hear me. Maybe they don't believe me. Hold on, I got beeps. I got communications.
Still there? I fucking hate that dealing with these people. They try to get you off the line. Here's an automated response. Still there?
He's terminating the communication in light of my claim that I will. Where did I say that again? I did say it somewhere. Yes, I will pursue lawful remedy with the court if necessary. That is a true statement. Have a great day and bye for now. Session ended. Oh man, he ran. Yep, he ran. Once you bring up legal policy, you know, and lawful remedy, they don't like that.
So in other words, he was saying you weren't actually talking to the legal department.
Oh, of course not. I'm talking to some bozo. He knows that, and I know that. So yeah, he ran off and ended the communication, which means he'll probably give notice to the legal team to contact me because they already did that last time. Last time I told them, I'm going to hold you and everybody else liable for the shit you keep repeating because it's coming out of your mouth. John, Rachel, whoever the fuck it was, I'm going to hold you liable as well. And I said, all right, we got to stop this communication. Bye. And then the legal team hit me up and was like, hey, bro, we undid everything. See you later. So, you know, just keep fucking playing with me. All these fucking slaves. See, legal team knows. Now that I got their email, I just email them directly every time. And I get agents on record over and over again. I get the agents on record that they do and say the same shit every time, don't actually help you, are derelict in their duty, and don't follow instructions. So I'm just creating a record and investigating how incompetent these agencies are. And it's all on record over and over again. You guys have the same lines word for word. You don't do anything to rectify. You lie to people in open communications. When I tell you what to go do and get, you try to obfuscate from that because you train to keep me in a box and to keep me powerless. I get it. We're going to have an issue, though, in the future if we ever have to get to court, because I'm going to show you all have a pattern of behavior over and over, dozens and dozens of times. You do the same shit for the same reasons, and it's causing me interference and loss of my time, energy, attention. You all can't continue to do this. Doesn't work that way in the real world. I know they want it to, and it will at some point when everyone gives up their fucking rights and their voice and their personal choice. But it's not going to work that way with me. Not here, not now. Fucking pathetic. You got people pimping hoes, shooting fentanyl, smoking crack on here. They got no problem with that. But if I rebroadcast somebody doing a freestyle battle, they're going to strike 2 channels. Right. Go ahead, expert panel. Just sit there in dead silence. Keep something afloat here.
Fucking white dude freestyling is gonna be the fall of Paul Unslaved. I don't think so.
No
Bullshit
weapon
anyways.
formed against Mr. Unslaved shall prosper.
First of all, it doesn't even matter because I'm already going to get 100 people on a live view here. What am I going to miss out on? 30? We're already on and moving her here. It's another 15 till I get to 100. So they're not going to stop the live broadcast anyway. They're just going to force me to fucking build a third channel as a refuge from their slavery. They act like I can't just keep doing the same process over and over again that I've been doing. If I have to, I'll just keep refining and recondensing the audience down more and more and more. Just hardcore core group of beings, and it'll be a better broadcast somehow in certain ways.
Well, and on my lives, I'm going to hammer into everybody's heads to make sure and subscribe to this channel and get the word out also.
This is where the audience has to come together. Okay, you got 85 people in here right now. This is where you take the link to this broadcast and this channel and you get it out everywhere and you tell them free speech censorship, banning. And you message all your little buddies online who come here every day because you all talk. Don't message Snafu Snaps. Maybe he won't find out about this place. Stay away. So Quantum Epic says, so crazy. I'm often amazed. ScrewTube doesn't mess with you more. You don't get it, Quantum Epic. You must have not been here from the beginning. It was every couple weeks, multiple strikes per channel for months until I started to really get in their ass and walk them back. So I think they got to know me or who I am or what I'm capable of on some level, and they'd rather not continue to interact with me in that sense, is what I thought, is what it seemed to be. This might, again, have been just an automated situation. I don't want to jump the gun. But yeah, recently we seem to have an understanding. We don't seem to have any issues. And even when Snaps and the rest strike channels, within 20 to 30 minutes, we're back up and running. So, it didn't start that way. We kind of scrapped it out to get to that point. And I think, like I said, the legal team and others are aware of me and what I do. And there's plenty of other sheep slaves to fuck with. Why mess with me when I ain't going away and I'm going to keep talking? And if I have to, I'm going to take a few million from these big corporations. It ain't nothing for them to come up off a few million. Once I establish 2 years of pattern and behavior and I rack up the time and energy, attention, and I add on punitive conditions because this needs to stop, let alone the fact that they shadow banned a channel that could have been worth hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in certain ways. And I have a whole pattern and history of charts that show them stealing subscribers every month. Oh, no, it's not going to go well for them. Wait till I get the 30 people that I've spoken to privately or more who've told me they've had subscriptions undone over and over again. So I'm going to call them in at court. I'm going to say, Rob Cleveland, will you take this stand, please? It's going to be very quick. Rob Cleveland, you've subscribed to my channel over and over again, right? And he's going to go, yes. And Rob Cleveland, isn't it true that you've never unsubscribed? Is that true? Yes. Is it true that you've been unsubscribed over and over again by the platform or somebody using the platform behind the scenes? Yes. Thank you, Rob Cleveland. No further questions. You can step down. And I'm going to do that 20 to 30 fucking times or more with everybody who I have interactions with on here, who's part of a online community that they want to cause loss and interference to. And we'll see how that goes at court, and we'll see how they explain the drop clearly on the chart every month of subscribers who all testify they're not unsubscribing. Then I'm going to go to notifications and why none of my subscribers get them. And we're going to go right down the line of all the dereliction of duty. It's not going to look good for whoever the principal of YouTube is. Whoever the administrator is, whoever has control over the keys and the programs, not going to look good for them. Extreme incompetence and or corruption. I wouldn't want to think that, of course. I wouldn't want to think there was any malicious intent. Sure, it's just pure, sure, it's pure incompetence. It's not corruption, of course. Your thoughts, expert panel, expert witness, Rob Cleveland?
Yeah,
Mr.
man,
Cleveland.
it's crazy. I would testify. What's up, Brian?
Mr. Cleveland, would you please explain unfolding to the jury?
Oh man, we got a new wrinkle to this. We've done this before. Remember Michael Cino and the rest struck me for this. They must be at it again. They're upset. They're stuck with Talcott and no one's paying attention to them. We've reviewed your content carefully and have confirmed it violates our spam, deceptive practices, and scams policy. Oh man, now you guys gave me even more information. Automated response. Now you
so
gave me more record with an automated derelict response, claiming more false claims that I'm doing scamming again. That I'm doing deceptive. Oh man, that's a shame. I thought we were beyond this.
Right in the middle. They went from the content ID now to spam. Those are two different categories.
Right. We got to figure out what the exact claim is. So first it was third-party content. Well, that wasn't true. Now it's scams and deceptive practices. That usually means somebody's striking it. That's what I found. Either it's striking it or YouTube has some kind of automated procedure for folks they seem not to like. I don't know what that is. That's not scams and deceptive practices. Not as covered under the policy. I've read it. I took even the class. I took the YouTube Studio Creator class. I know what all that is. That's upsetting that I would be accused of that. A lot of other people scamming even on here, but I'm not the one.
We got Ben. Oh, okay, never mind. You got it.
Yeah, I think oh wait, what is this now? What is this? Yeah, policy. This video has been removed for YouTube's policy on spam, deceptive practices, and scams. Yep. And I hope they don't make more of a link for themselves about who's doing this and for what reason. They better leave that police video alone, because if something happens to that police video, we're really going to start to think something's up here. Something's wrong.
Yeah, I think that cop dropped the ball in a lot of ways.
They wrote mine. I told you, bro. I know what they're up to. They're a bunch of cowards and snakes. They didn't want to bang you on camera. So they wrote down my name and got in touch with somebody, and now they're going to try to fuck me. I get it. It's not going to go well because I'm going to sue your bitch asses. Keep taking the word of people who are corrupt and want to hide behind the scenes. I'm going to get somebody on that stand. Don't worry about it. Then you ain't going to have nowhere to go because I'm going to present a list of facts and information. And you can't argue it. And then they're going to go, we don't really like the gorilla. He's kind of rough around the edges, but he's got a list of facts and evidence here that are pretty conclusive about what you're all doing. So how much are you going to pay him? Because there's going to be no arguing around it. It's going to be clear, concise evidence and information about what they're up to. They want it. They really love this. They want it. They're begging me. They're going to get it. And I'm going to be better for it. Hashtag trust me.
What the fuck are they talking about?
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Keith, highly suspect.
Go on, sir.
No, man, appreciate you having me on. Just want to say hey, man, everybody, and appreciate you. Great content. It's super badass, man, for me. And I'm glad, like, men are waking up and realizing that this entire system is like corrupt to the fucking core. It is. It is. Absolutely.
Well, all the people are corrupt to the core. They're infidels, so it doesn't surprise me. The corporations would be corrupt.
Huh. Funny you said that. Yeah, the corporation. It is. It is. It's not a government anymore. It's a corporation. It is. It has no jurisdiction over anyone. In and of itself, it's destined to fail. It is. It's evil, and in and of itself, it's going to fail. How that's going to reflect on, somebody full of light and love and loyalty and shit like that, I have no idea, but it's going to fail. It will.
All right. So like I said, I want everybody, because again, separate from all the other shit, you like me or not, I'm a good entertainer or not, all the other shit, separate it for a second. I stand for rights, freedom, principles, spiritual faith. We know that. That's my loop. We had a great interaction with police yesterday that ended favorably for Brian, even though they said he had warrants and he was going to go to jail. They didn't even charge him with nothing, and they walked off. So this is the time where I need everybody pushing this channel, right? And who and what I am and what I stand for on all their social media, because I don't normally ask you to do that. I want to rise on my own merit, right? I want to stand on my own and do what I do and work with you people. But these are the times where, I don't need it, but the support is welcome to push the narrative out, to continue to do what we do, like we never stop moving. See, they don't like that. They don't like when they don't like when they can't cancel you because you got the back of the people, right? The people got your back, you got their back, and then they resonate with the truth. See, they don't like that system. They want to try everything they can to stop that natural system from taking place, where the people back certain people and certain ideas, and it can't be stopped or shut down. So this is where you need to flood your social media about me and how they like to shadow ban and censor me, because it relates to all of us, right? You have to look at me and this broadcast as a refuge for people like you who want certain things that the rest of the world doesn't apparently give a fuck about, right? There is an idea taking place here. There is something that folks need to support, not because it's me saying it, but because of what it stands for you and everyone else after this. They'll come for me now in these certain ways, and going down the line in the future, if nobody stands for me and others, they're going to come for you all in other ways. So this has to be the sort of the last stand, in a sense, on here and in the world, right? We're not going away. We're not allowing you to do this behavior. It's incorrect. It's unethical. And you're lying. It's bad faith, false claiming, right? You can't keep labeling people and trying to have harm and loss onto them when the label is a false claim. I don't care if it's Sav, Sit, terrorist, racist, national, all the rest of it they like to put on me. They've been doing it from the beginning, and it's fucking obvious what their game is.
Yeah, agreed. Me and Jason, me and Benton talked about this yesterday. Like, it's just like some, for lack of, what the audience might hear or whatever, it's like a spiritual warfare thing. And it does not prevail. When you're on the side of fucking righteousness or being right, it's going to fail. For them, it's going to fail. It's not going to fucking hold up. It doesn't have, in and of itself, it's destined to just fold. It's going to. At what time or what point, I don't know. But as more and more men wake up and just.
Oh, man, it looks like I'm already back live on Proper Instruction Motivates People.
Okay.
What's that? Yeah, let me see. I love YouTube and the legal department. I love you. Brothers and sisters. Hold on, let me. No, not yet, Brian. No shit. Don't do it. Don't do it yet. Not yet. I gotta go over and see. I gotta see myself. Another device.
I mean, I got the notification.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Who's that fat, disgusting pig in a wrinkled shirt? Yeah. You fucking slaves. You fucking slaves. Suck my dick in public. Suck my dick in. We're back. It's like that, Ryan O'Shea. I love you, legal team. I should have been a legal professional. They know it. I should have just put a suit on and got one of them little briefcases and walked in there with a fat suit from Big and Tall, with the cuffs rolled up. Because you can never quite get a 4X, 5X suit to fit properly. You got to have it tailored. You got to roll the cuffs up. You've seen those fat lawyers who come in with the rolled up suit pants. It ain't gonna go well. When that guy usually comes in, it ain't gonna go well. That's the guy you don't want. But yeah, all right, that feels good. Feels good to be back. That was a quick one. What did we have? About an hour on that one. So,
anytime the guy in chat goes, "Oh, you mentioned something legal," I gotta go. Bye. In about an hour, your channel's gonna be up.
What? You mentioned suing us and taking everything we own because we're obviously lying and scamming while saying you're scamming? Bye. All right, so we're back up on Proper Instruction Motivates People channel. I'm going to end the live stream over there, and then I'm going to get on with the broadcast. So, salute to the legal team and all the good men and women out there. I love you, brothers and sisters. All right, that wasn't too bad, Brian O'Shea. We got through that one pretty quick. Held our ground. Kept our dignity and honor as well.
They took you out of the car for a second, but they just
they fondled my nutsack a little bit to make sure I wasn't a terrorist. No big deal. We keep it moving. It's like going on the plane and go, hey, you want to fondle my nutsack a little bit? Make sure I'm not a terrorist? Well, I'm open to it.
He's like, what's this? I'm like, it's my penis. He's like, oh.
Yeah, they thought it was some kind of micro explosive. All right, let me take this banner down, man. Fuck, people are already paying me too. I am so blessed. I really am at this point. That's why they call me Teflon Daddy. Hold on, I'm still processing. I might have celebrated too soon. Imagine the legal team. They flip the switch again. They're like, you know what? Fuck this motherfucker. They flip the switch. It goes back off. They got like light switches at the panel. They just flip it. It's labeled Proper Instruction Motivates People. They flip it back on. They flip it back off when they're mad. All right. Well, that's I thought you guys probably wanted a longer, drawn out battle. But I win so quick nowadays that we can't even get that.
You're like Mike Tyson in the early 90s. People get the popcorn, get everything ready, and it's just a fucking knockout.
Yeah. I knock him out so quick that I have to smoke crack and fuck hookers afterward just to vent all that extra energy. I'm like, somebody get me some hookers and crack. I'm ready to go.
No, you don't have to do that.
Praise be to Allah.
You don't have to do that, man. You don't have
I want to stomp on your testicles. I want to eat your children. Praise to Allah.
You don't have to do that. You don't.
Sorry, I got a little carried away there.
Just knock the fuck out, man, and fucking move it. Keep it moving. Fuck
I want you to feel the pain I've been feeling.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, I seen me and Jason looked at your video the other day, or with
Sir, I don't normally do interviews with people unless I fornicate with them, so you might want to stop speaking.
10 fucking.
I want you to feel the pain I've been feeling. I want to step on your children's testicles. So you can really just kind of feel my pain.
All right. All right, man. That was fucking unprecedented for me, being new to like being on a panel and shit. But
I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. I'm cut from their cloth.
What the
No
fuck?
one can stop me.
I'm not.
My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. I want your heart. I want to eat your children.
Okay, I got you, man. 10 fucking 4. Okay.
Shut up, you white pussy. I'm going to eat your asshole alive. I'm going to make you my girlfriend.
Yeah, that's not happening. That's not fucking happening.
I'm just going to go through every Tyson quote that I can somewhat paraphrase.
That.
If I had one hero, it'd be Mike Tyson. I don't have heroes, but if I had one, it'd be Mike Tyson. There's nobody that I would rather. I need to call Mike Tyson and get him on the broadcast. Fuck everyone. I don't want Joe. I don't want any of these people. Logan Paul, Joe Rogan, Jake Paul, any of these loser failures. But I'll
And he
bring
might just do it.
smoke some dope and take mushrooms.
What
And he
about
might just do it.
the other dude? Fucking the other one, man. That's just fucking blowing up the internet right now. The guy from fucking Bosnia or wherever. Fuck. I can't recall his name, man.
Andrew Tate.
Yeah, that's it. That's yeah. Just fucking telling everybody what everything is. Yeah, Andrew Tate. You know, and a lot of the shit he says I agree with. Like he's fucking, I don't know if he's moving like he says he's moving, because I just don't know. I don't know him personally. I can't fucking speak for him, but some of the shit, like, it's so it hits home, and then I'm like, man, I don't even know if you're really fucking doing the shit you say you're doing. And then I see,
I'll show you right here, sir. Let me show you right here.
Yeah.
Where's the fucking? I do everything I say I do and more. I don't even tell you everything I do, but everything I tell you, I'm definitely doing.
Yeah.
Where the fuck?
I seen him in a fucking jail cell with a friend.
No. You don't want to be in a jail cell. That's not where you get shit done. That's where slaves go when they can't communicate properly.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm going to show you right here how it's supposed to be done, sir. Within an hour. You just got to be cordial and loving. It's about love, brothers and sisters.
Well, yes, it is.
We
That's
can
all it's
end
about.
wars and legal secrets. End wars and legal secrets.
Yeah.
So right here, let me show you how. Let me show you how I ended wars and legal secrets.
Didn't you just say a few days ago, violence is golden, highly suspect?
That was me. Yeah.
The guy's obviously an idiot. Don't bring up his past misstatements. He's correcting it now.
No,
Okay.
what I'm telling you is, like, when they
Sir, please. I'm trying to give you the gold here. This is how you all need to live and be. Let's get back to me.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's get back to me, Jack Talcott style. It's all about me. The whole universe revolves around me at this point. So, I originally, this was the last one. Would you like to hear my last one when they struck it? I have filed evidence of another video on another channel taken down for false claims. I have copies of all videos made, and when reviewed, shows the claims once again to be false. I have had 2 strikes rolled back last month, already showing a pattern of folks making false claims and causing you the loss of time and attention while interfering with the creation and use of original content. The record needs to be corrected again, and I would appreciate if we could put a stop to this somehow without me having to seek lawful remedy with the courts. YouTube.com/@PimpUnslaved is the channel in question. Thank you for your immediate attention to this matter and understanding. Paul of the Blank family. For those of you who know, you know, my name is out there. I'm not hiding and running. I just don't like saying it constantly. Ambassador of God, minister at Universal Life Force Ministries. Because I am an ordained, I like to use that. When I write to these people, I don't tell anyone I'm a minister. Like, I don't come here and go, I'm Minister Paulie Boy. Give me credit and credentials. But when I write to these people, I tell them I'm an ambassador of God and I'm an ordained minister, because that's true. Okay. And again, that doesn't mean anything. You fill out 2 pieces of paperwork and you get that entitlement. So I can technically marry gay slaves up here too. Brian O'Shea, if you have a man in your life that you want me to perform a service for, not that kind of service, that's between you two, I can actually marry you all because I am technically an ordained minister. Long as there's no state of corporate laws against gay marriage, I think you're good in Vegas, O'Shea. You'll be good to go. You and Talcott. Yeah. So, okay, here's the one from today. Notice of interference to YouTube legal support team. Right. YouTube legal team. I'm done dealing with these low-level slaves on the Google support. I go right to legal team people now. And notice of interference. Greetings and blessings to the legal team. Because I like to be loving and equitable. So greetings and blessings to the legal team. Once again, youtube.com/@PimpUnslaved and Paul Enslaved have been stricken by false claimers in an attempt to interfere with my daily live broadcast, which has become my career, as is known. Please rectify the situation immediately as to avoid further loss or harm being done to I and my community. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for your understanding and attention to this matter, and I look forward to peaceful and private resolution. And I give my family name Ambassador of God. Because I'm doing the Lord's work out here, keeping these people accountable. You know?
Hey, y'all, man, can I say something?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay, so the violence is golden thing, like, which I'm getting, I guess, like some kind of repercussions about. So let me ask you this. So when they come for your rights, your guns, your money, your gold, or whatever, do they come unarmed? Do they come unarmed? Do they show up in force armed to the fucking teeth?
Yeah, but that's for officer safety. They got to make sure that some rabid slave isn't going to act out. And I understand that.
No, I don't have a slave mentality. I don't.
Well, you don't, but many do. And they're rabid. They've taken these treatments. They're foaming at the mouth. They're attacking like dogs.
Yes.
So, hey, if I'm policy enforcement, I roll up with a tank and I start talking over the PA. Hey, highly suspect, just come on out and get on the ground, bro. It's going to be okay. I love you.
Fucking grab your ankles. But so what I'm asking you, like, so is violence not golden when they come for you?
Hey, bro, I ain't going to do that here. We ain't doing that. You want to sit here and talk about policy enforcement showing up with guns and you want to shoot at them? Good luck, bro.
No,
I ain't going to do it.
I'm telling what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when they come.
No. I don't even care. I don't even want to get into this. If you're going to do that, you're going to do that. The time for that has already come. They ain't doing that. People ain't doing that. You know why? Because we're fucking cowardly. So let's just get right down to it. The other side of that is you can't solve it with that anyway. You start shooting these people, they're going to have civil war and they're going to have everybody hemmed up as terrorists. They want that. So that is no solution. My solution is as shown here. Be loving and caring and equitable and unwavering in truth. You want to build a cross for me? I'll carry it while you substantiate your claims.
No, I
just show and prove that I'm everything you say, and I'll build the cross with you, and you can hang me on it. If not, you're gonna have to let me down off there. Simple.
Yeah.
Try to tell them.
I mean, you can keep me up there as an example if you want. It'll only magnify my power and influence. So go ahead and do it.
Okay, so what I was trying to get at was, my point was, when they come, they show up in force and they're violent. That's what fucking matters. That they are violent with you. They threaten you with force.
Yeah, they threaten you with force, but they're not doing violence technically because you haven't been caused loss, injury, or harm. Now, if they have caused loss, injury, and harm, then they're doing violence. So everyone can claim a use of force, and if they're not using it, or they're using a limited force that does not lead to loss, injury, and harm, then you can't necessarily claim violence. You could claim they're violating your rights, still the same root word, violation. But again, in law, violation is like to penetrate someone, to violate someone is kind of what that is. They're really just depriving you of rights in a sense. They've interfered with your ability to exercise your rights.
Due to what? Their firearms?
Again, I mean, there's nothing necessarily violent about someone pointing a gun at you. Back in the day, if you walked up somewhere or someone walked up to you, it may be a good chance everybody's pointing guns at everybody because we don't know who's who until we get it fleshed out. And then it's put your guns down and we have a conversation. So again, I'm not interested in playing the victim for effect. You want to point guns at me? I'm really not even that worried about it. Just don't fucking shoot me.
Right.
There might be times, like I said, if I'm out and about somewhere and I'm investigating some scene or whatever's going on, maybe I see a dead animal, whatever, I pull the gun out. And I'm pointing it. Somebody walks up or so. I mean, again, it's different if you're stacking up on somebody's house. You have to have kind of the charges and everything signed and sealed. And still, I get it. I get what you're saying. That we're in an authoritarian fascist situation here. We're deep into it. But if we're going to get ourselves out, I believe that we have to not make an enemy out of these people. We have to not play the victim for effect. We have to accept whatever they're going to do to us in a sense. And we have to be unwavering in truth till that time comes. Now, when the time comes, when it really breaks out and law and order is completely gone, if that ever happens, it's a different interaction. But for me, I can't tell anyone else what to do or be. For me, the way things are now, I would avoid physical resistance and interaction with these people as much as possible because they're mistrained, and the court is where the action happens. The legal team is where the action happens.
But we don't have to be in court with a corporation.
I understand that. I'm talking about in the situation of somebody stacking up on your door, kicking your door in, pointing guns at you and saying, on the ground, we're going to arrest you and take you in.
And
I say, okay, fellas, long as you announce yourself ahead of time and you got a warrant to kick that door, I don't know why you did that. I'll just come out with you. If we're at that point, I'll just come out. You know, I don't need you to kick the door in and come in. Just say, hey, Paulie boy, your friends are outside. Policy enforcement. Come on out and let's have a conversation. And I'll entertain doing that. I might say to them, what's going to be the consequence if I don't? We're going to kick the fucking door in and we're going to take you.
Violently.
Okay. Maybe we talk at that point.
I don't believe there's a conversation after the violence.
Again, they're violating your rights. They're not doing violence to you unless they do loss, injury, and harm. So I'm not going to play the victim for effect.
No,
they've deprived rights or they've interfered with me exercising my rights. What else is new? That goes on all day, every day, everywhere. So, you know, the citizens do that. If I'm out smoking reefer somewhere, they're going to walk up and say something half the time. Or they're going to make comments. Or they're going to call someone to do policy enforcement. So your rights are already essentially gone in the minds and hearts of the majority. And all the people trained to uphold your rights or protect you from those who want to take them are mistrained. So you're deep into a dynamic here that you have to be really careful how you react or respond to, because there's a whole bunch of consequences that could come after.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I don't want to react. I would rather respond. But what my point was when they come, they're coming in force violently. They're going to snatch you out of your fucking house and have their fucking way with you.
Again, man, everybody's got an option to respond how they please. You want to shoot it out with people? Good luck. I don't advocate for that, and I ain't going to do it unless it's absolutely necessary. If somebody came to my house and they had and they were an agent, but they did not give me notice and they did not present themselves, I don't care who they are. You kick my door in, you don't yell police or nothing like that, I'm shooting first and asking questions later. You want to claim to be police and there for legitimate reasons that we're going to deal with at court? I'm not going to put up any resistance with you. I want you to take me through the process and I want you to condemn me in front of the world if that's what you're going to do. I will not shoot back at you to let you throw a gun on top of me and then tell the story. I shot one of the boys in blue and all they were doing was coming there to serve a warrant to have me appear at court to settle whatever the false claims are of other folks. No, I won't.
Well, great.
Absolutely not, because they'll set. It'll be so easy for them, and 90% of people, including my father, will sign on to the narrative. Paulie boy was wild and crazy. You saw the broadcasts he did. You saw what he's willing to do in certain situations, even though he's not dangerous. Turns out he was dangerous all along and violent. We simply went there to make contact with him and get him to the courts, and he wanted to shoot at us. So we killed his bitch ass, and we knew he was a terrorist, and now another folk hero, quote unquote. That's what people tell me I am. I don't look at myself that way. Another folk hero reputation destroyed. Or some folks might say aggrandized, because there's a lot of folks out there who want me to shoot police. There's a lot of folks out there who want me to be in their face and be combative with them and get into those situations so they can live through me like Lavoy, what's his name, Finicum. I ain't Lavoy Finicum. I ain't riding around on the highway doing 100 and I ain't shooting with police. You give me the command and the order, I'm going to follow it because I know the alternative. I ain't that stupid. I'm crazy, but I'm not stupid.
Okay. I wasn't like insinuating any of that. I'm just saying when they come and snatch you up and fucking lay you down and guns drawn, it's violent.
Doesn't bother me, bro. I must just be a criminal. Like they said, I got a criminal mind, you know? I grew up in a world, half a world at times where that's just part of life. You know, you selling drugs or you're doing whatever on the street, somebody don't like you, they're going to put a gun to your head and take your shit, maybe walk you somewhere. Call it whatever you want.
Yeah,
So you're playing dirty business and dirty games with dirty people because you're in a dirty society with a dirty culture and no ethics, morals, and logic. So it's gangsters dealing with gangsters at this point. As far as I'm concerned, it's just I'm a spiritual gangster and they're corporate gangsters. So you want to point guns at me and walk me out and kidnap me? You got this one. You got the drop on me. You got it.
I don't feel like that's okay with me. No, you can't.
Everyone's entitled to their own perspective and their own reactions and response. I'm just telling you, I ain't going to do it and I ain't going to advocate for it. Simple.
So you're just going to let them snatch you up and fucking kidnap you?
Yeah, how many times you want me to repeat the fucking statement, bro?
It wasn't like
that. How many times you want me to repeat the statement?
It wasn't like
I'm pretty sure I clarified it like 5 times. I'm not doing physical battle with the police. I'm outgunned. There's no point. If you think I'm going to take one of them to prove something when that motherfucker don't even know who and what he is and why he's there, I'm not going to be involved because I'm going to take one of them and they're going to riddle me with bullets and nothing comes of that. So you want to riddle me with bullets? Do it anyway. And I'm not going to shoot back. And then you got to explain when everyone goes to find out the coroner report that Paulie didn't shoot back. There's no holes in the wall. Whoever else is here to testify is going to say he wasn't shooting and you riddled him. And it's going to go down in history that they killed me because that's what the fuck they were trying to do. I'm not going to make it easy for them to kill me and write me up as the terrorist they've always been assassinating my character as. Absolutely not. When they kill a loving, caring man who's done no wrong, it has way more effect than when they kill someone who's shooting back.
Right. Okay.
Simple.
Okay. I got you. I agree with
now,
that.
if you or anyone else, I'm not saying you would, I'm just saying, if someone online like not Timmy, Tommy, and all the rest of these scum want to come do something to me, I'm going to be like SWAT on them. They're going to get riddled, right? Because I'm not dealing with them. They're sick and twisted, crazy freaks who I don't know who and what they are. Police might be that too, but I still have faith that there's something in them that they signed up to do something different than maybe what they're doing. Maybe I'm a romantic, right? Hopeless romantic, as they say. But either way, the narrative is still the same. Whether I believe there's a soul in him or not, I'm not going to get myself killed and let a narrative be set out to the public that will be verified by what they put forth with the evidence. It's going to be something different, right? So with the average citizen slave, I'm going to deal with them with the quickness. When it comes to policy enforcement and agents, you want to come and do process with me and use guns in order to take me in peacefully to get me to answer at court for wrongs you say I've done? Let's have at it. I have no issue with that. Come get me now. You won't even have to use guns. Knock on the door and say, Paulie boy, we're here. You know what the next step of this is if you don't come with us, right? Yeah, I know. All right, let's take a walk. You know, you don't even need the handcuffs with me. This is why I used to tell him, I'm an honorable man. You don't need handcuffs with me. I ain't going to beat you and run. I'm going to walk right with you and we're going to address it.
Yeah, and see, the premise there is that the violence extends from the gun on either side or both sides. And I don't have any guns. I don't have any such thing, but I can use anything I can get my hand on for a weapon.
Shovel guy.
Exactly. But I still do not. I still prefer going to the words as a resolution, standing on the fact that, or the opinion that's stated throughout time, and your military generals and commanders know this, to defeat an opponent without fighting is of supreme excellence. Yes. So when you allow them to walk off and take you into their court, which is the lion's den, and you walk out, that is supreme excellence.
Right, just like YouTube policy last hour, right into the lion's den and right out. And all you got to do is have faith throughout the process. The word is made real at some point, is what you have to have faith in. So, and with that said, I'll be really real. Like, you know, I got to check my ego a little bit. When it comes to regular citizen slaves, if you want to call them that, I'm going to use my words as much as possible and check my own ego and my own reactions to stay out of issues with them. I'm just talking about an absolute, like, somebody kicks in my door or attacks me out and about, I'm going to tell them, hey, bro, what the fuck are you doing? You better get off me. And they got about a second or two. If they don't kill me, I'm going to kill them. Because I'm not going to play with you. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what makes you think you put hands on somebody. You ain't in that status and position as an agency, right? Even they shouldn't be doing it. But again, it's a different narrative. So you saw how I dealt with them slaves at the ice cream store. That guy came toward me. I immediately started recording him. I was just going there to get ice cream. You know, he started bucking up. The whole place started yelling at me. They started threatening me. So I took 5 steps back and started recording. You know, and I kept backing up. I'm not going to let him get within arm's reach of me. If he gets within arm's reach of me, I'm striking first. Because that's just how I was trained. You know, I was trained, you stay out of fights, you back up. As soon as that person gets within arm's distance of you, and you pretty much know your arm's length, you know, you may have to test it. Like I may go like this real quick to act like I'm moving my sleeve or something. But I'm pretty much getting a reading. I already know I'm pretty coordinated. I know my arms reach and arm's length. So I'm gonna keep backing up and telling them, hey, bro, I don't want these issues and problems. Don't do this. Soon as they keep coming and they get within arm's length of me, I'm striking first. I'm not letting you hit me.
So I was in the Marine Corps, right? And under the UCMJ, if somebody is within an arm's length of you and they're using threatening language or violence, like they're gonna, threaten you, you have every right to just fucking put them down, man. Roll them up. Roll them the fuck up.
Right, but then you got to deal with that. That's the other side of it. I could sit out here and play Billy Badass. First of all, I ain't in no shape at this point, as sad as it is, 34 years old, to be rolling around anybody with all the fucking shit I've smoked and how heavy I am. If I hit the ground, man, that could be fatal for me if my head hits the ground or whatever else. So I ain't gonna roll around with anybody. With that said, if I have to hurt somebody or put hands on them or kill them, I got to deal with that. I got to live with that now.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. I agreed.
And that's the thing that sucks about being me. I don't know how you all are, but it doesn't matter if people start with me. Even if I hurt them back, because it's happened in the past, I wind up feeling bad and guilty about it, that I had to hurt somebody, even though they were attacking me. You're still having to hurt another human being, which is not something anybody should want to do.
No, absolutely not. I don't agree with that at all. Like, no, we should not. I don't wake up with the intentions on, I wish a motherfucker would or whatever. I don't do that. But if they do and they threaten me, then, so
it activates the animal. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And that's the status quo for that's where we're at. Like, if a motherfucker wants to roll me up somewhere under a fucking, awning in front of a goddamn store or something, and he gets rolled up, I'm responsible for him getting rolled up. That's on me. Like, I put my fucking hands on him. It doesn't matter if he threatened me or come at me first. Like, they don't look at that kind of shit. But I'm still, at the end of the day, I'm still alive. I'm breathing.
Hey, so I'm going to call this one because this was just started for the proper instruction and the other channel getting stricken. It looks like we're good to go on proper instruction. So I'm going to end this one. I'm going to prepare to broadcast on that channel. And we're going to get back to business as usual. And if you want, bro, you can come over there and, comment on the news. We're going to do breaking slave news. I do a little bit of sort of philosophical.
No, I've
interlude
on the channel from Jason from Benton. Like, he put me on with you, and yeah, man, I appreciate your content.
I appreciate you, sir. I'm glad you're getting value here.
Yeah, no, and it's been good stuff. And
I have a servant's heart at this point. I do what I do. I mean, they do pay me at this point, and I'm blessed for that. But I started and continue to do what I do because I love doing it. Right? I like bringing something to the people that's maybe different from what everyone else is bringing, and that's a subjective claim, but I see it that way. And I enjoy that process. It gives me somewhere to show up. It gives me something to do, and serving others is the highest value in this realm. And lo and behold, it brings you value back. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right, I'm going to end this. Give me some final words, panel members, and we're going to get the broadcast going. Late start, better late than never, because we had to fight a mini war that wasn't much of a war, because I end wars and legal secrets by speaking the eternal words of truth with love, brothers and sisters.
Right on.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
You guys are pretty cool. I ain't even gonna lie about it. YouTube ain't got nothing on Paul and Slaves. Come on with these fucking strikes. You strike and a miss, motherfucker.
It wasn't. It was just a misunderstanding, Brian, is really all it seems like it was now. It's just another big misunderstanding.
Yeah.
People, they love me. We love each other, right?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get it figured out. They're gonna understand. We're gonna have to start
they already know, bro. They already know. I told you I got fucking direct link to the legal team at this point. I got Jeff and fucking I got I got like fucking small-hatted folks under my thumb at this point. Not under my thumb. See, this is what I do. This is why I make enemies. Let me correct that. We've achieved an understanding. I and the small-hatted folks, you know, they kind of don't want to lose any of their shackles. I don't want to lose my rights, freedom, and personal choice. So we bond over that. I go, you guys don't want to lose your money. I don't want to lose my rights. So let's meet in the middle. You just stop fucking taking down my videos and I won't have to sue your bitch ass. Okay. Okay. So we love each other. We come to an understanding. This is where we all come to understanding. I'm going to bet, I'm not speaking for the legal team over at YouTube, but I'm a gorilla. So I say whatever I feel. They're not saying this. I believe that I and the legal team and everyone else at YouTube, even Jeff Bezos, doesn't he run? What does he run? He runs something. Amazon, maybe. Even Jeff Bezos and I agree that the slaves are pathetic. They deserve little to nothing on the whole. Whatever they get, they're thankful and grateful for because that's their benefits and privileges. And they will be slaved and genocide and treated as such. I, of course, am a man who occupies a different strata and standard and status, right? So I will be treated as such. That is a choice, okay? I know that scares everyone in this realm. That's a choice. Carry yourself in a certain way. You're competent, you're capable, you're loving and caring, unwavering in truth. You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to have a huge vocabulary. Just speak the truth and do it in a way where they can feel you and see that you care about the truth and you're not motivated by pretty much anything else as much as that. And you'll get respect. And that's all it's about. The big words don't help. And when they start to realize you're going to whoop them at court because you talk like they do and you're going to compel people to think that you're an intelligent being. And the more intelligent people think you are, the more powerful they perceive you as. So it'd probably serve a lot of you to start hitting the books in the dictionary so you can use certain words to present in a way that denotes that you are of power, of influence, of respect. Certain people are going to look at that. It's hard not to. It's just kind of whether it's right or wrong, it's just kind of a nature of this reality. If I go to court, they're going to say, who's he? What school did he go to? Nothing. What? He didn't go to college? Yeah, he was a year late on high school, went to night school, smoking dope every day and not showing up. Where does he work? Oh, he doesn't work? He's not employed? Oh, he broadcasts? They're gonna have to know who and what I am, and it's gonna start to paint a picture for them about how they're not gonna treat me because I don't deserve it. You know, especially when they get the background report that I was shooting dope and on 4 Xanax bars a day and all the rest of the shit that's on my jacket and how I haven't done none of that for 8 years. They're going to say, do we have God in the flesh here today? And I'm going to say, well, seems so, but I don't want to take credit for being the all. You know, we'll settle on God-like. Because when you work with that thing, it gives you guidance, protection, leadership, grace, and revelation. So I don't need to take the credit as a physical incarnation. Whoever, whatever that thing is that works in me or with me is the most important thing here, right? They know it and I know it. It's the only will that can compel a man to completely change himself and his life and be of somewhat honor, you know, and faith through all the things that we have gone through, right? So there's a lot of folks here that represent that in their own way. They may not know it, but I see it in them. And I only stand here as a example of what the lowest of the low could achieve in themselves, not necessarily in the world, as a presentment, right? Because if nothing else, they could say a whole bunch of stuff about me, but they say, Paulie's a pretty good talker and he's got a pretty good vocabulary and he's got an energy behind him. You know, you don't really need much else. You're not trying to entertain and all the rest of it. So go ahead, Brian O'Shea and Russ Combs. Enough about me. I'm Talcotted out. The whole universe revolves around me. Polycentric uniball inverse. Mitchell was right. Give me some final words for this unofficial broadcast on the third channel. Still more viewers than a lot of other folks on a third channel. So still blessed in comparison. Can't let your head get too big and think that you're, you know, some god of all media or anything.
Go ahead,
But
Russ.
the only thing I'm about to jump out, but if there's anything I could say to anybody, if in that journey to look for this truth, find that peace inside yourself and start to be the change that you wish to see. most important of all, don't let that popularity go to your head, because popularity without a purpose is pointless and
Absolutely.
valueless. Much love, everybody. Paul, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you, Russ Combs. And I absolutely agree with you. If I have any popularity at this point, it's for one reason: to support me and to bolster me to continue to do what's true and what's right in faith. If I don't do that, then the popularity is useless. It's a falsely empowered codependent dynamic. You know, I only need these people and these people need me if we're living in truth. If not, then that will be my undoing. You don't want to be supported and enabled if you're not living the way you know you need to live. And everyone knows the way they need to live. So don't trick yourself out of position. Don't seek support and popularity just to bolster your insecure position. Seek the truth and you will gain popularity with folks who have discernment, and they will bolster your position and give you an inspiration to continue on that path, presuming you've started it. So go ahead, Mr. O'Shea. I'm going to take my leave and go to the back. I'm not going to give an official sign off because we're about to do an official broadcast. So we've just woke up and just started for the day. We're far from over. So I'm going to go to the back and I'm going to let you take over and give a final word in your usual stylings. And then we'll move on to the Proper Instruction Motivates People channel, where we will do the best broadcast ever in history, as always. Go.
Yeah. Thank you, Paul. Well said. We all know right from wrong deep inside. We all know how not to be a bitch. And we all know when we're being a bitch. It's like these cops. They know when they're being a bitch. They know they're being a bitch deep inside. So we just got to fight the urge to submit, comply. Whatever the third thing Paul was yelling. Submit, comply, obey. You don't have to do that shit. It's not. I'm steeled up for the next encounter. So I hope you guys are steeled up. Just broke some chains of bondage they were trying to put around us right now. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. All right, I'll see y'all later.